You're listening to the Low Pressure Podcast, the podcast for skiers.
That's been my biggest dream of that I can remember for 8 years is to be able to catch a rooster fish off of the beach.
A rooster fish?
Yeah, they're the most badass saltwater. I'm obsessed. They're so beautiful.
They just cast from the beach.
Yeah, so they're kind of like wild packs of hyenas. They're like out in the ocean, but they come in to chase bait fish on certain tides, and they have this comb, this literal comb that like sticks out of the water, so you'll see them coming, and they're just like torpedoes through the water, and they'll come into like knee-high water and eat these bait fish like right in front of your eyes. And if your fly's there, right time, right place, and like right cast, right retrieval, right everything, like the stars truly have to align, they'll eat your fly. And it's like,
is it just like a regular fly, like a big
there's a few,
because there's different fly. You do tie your own flies too?
Not saltwater flies.
No.
And well, not really freshwater flies either. I've tied a couple ants in my life, but that's like kind of next level. You have to have supplies and time for that, but patience, which yeah, I have at times. But yeah, the whole rooster fish thing, like I have a picture of a rooster fish on my wall at home. Like I'm obsessed with these fish.
Just like instead
it's
of
so,
like
so dorky.
Some little girls had like Backstreet Boys or NSYNC or like
yeah.
One Direction posters on the wall. You had like rooster fish and like
Absolutely.
pictures of fly rods,
tarpon, like everything. Like I'm so obsessed with fish. It's embarrassing, honestly, but as long as I can remember, my dream has been to catch a rooster fish off the beach. And I've had a few opportunities because I've been going down to Baja for a while and I've had a few chases, but everything, like I said, everything has to come together just perfect. And if you're not like stripping, like retrieving that fly back as fast as you can, like the fish knows. They're just like, oh, that's something about that's not natural.
Right.
Like you're gone. But yeah, it was actually the last day of the 14-day trip, and everyone had kind of like given up. They were, to be honest, partying on the beach like for hours, and I was like, this, you guys, like, why is no one fishing? This is the most insane water I've ever seen. It was so beautiful. And I just kept casting. Like, I'm like, if I don't have my fly in the water, I'm like not gonna catch one, and I can't go home without knowing I like gave it my all. So like all day, I was just,
did you have a drink like off to the side, like
no,
in a cooler?
Like I was so into this, and it's so meditative. Like I was just in the zone, like just loving it, and like being like seeing this beach and this water, like they're called weckies, so it's like deeper water where the fish will come in and naturally like chase the fish, and so your fly's like in the zone, and it's just a matter of like kind of constant reinforcement. But like a psycho all day, I just fish, and then it was like the last few hours of the day, this pack of roosters come in. And
did you see them come in?
Oh,
and
yeah.
You're just like, oh my god.
And I like, that's the thing, you naturally want to like hesitate and slow down the retrieval of your fly because you're like, oh, they're here, I want them to see it or whatever. But like it's the opposite. You gotta like strip in your line as fast as you can, and sure enough, I'm like just hauling it back, and this massive rooster just comes out of left field and is locked into my fly, and I'm just like, oh my god. And everyone on the beach is seeing this in real time.
They've all been drinking, watching you. You've been the entertainment
totally.
For the day.
Yeah, they're just like, I'm the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're lit up at this point.
And they're like, just go, let's go.
Well, yeah, they like see it all, and like I'm like, oh my gosh. Sure enough, he eats it, and I'm like, hold on.
How far off?
Like at my feet.
Oh, no way.
Like that's the thing. That's what's so cool is that you're interacting so closely with these fish. Like I'm so excited talking about this. It's so dorky. But yeah, so the fish ate it, and I was like, I cannot lose this thing. Like I gotta land this fish. The crew's gonna be like so stoked. Yeah. And so I knew I had like pretty heavy tippet, so I just kind of like beached it pretty quick, and
as soon as you get it, you just like yank it out of the water kind of thing?
The guys I was with like kind of ran down and like make sure that the fish isn't going anywhere and that it's staying in the water and whatnot, because that's what's best for it. But oh my gosh.
Oh, do you let it go?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. These aren't good eatings.
Oh no.
You know,
they're just good fightings.
We ate a lot of fish down there that we caught, but not these ones.
Yeah.
They're like just magical creatures.
So you just get them out, take a photo, and then
get him out and just like, I cried. Honestly, like I cried. Like
Really?
It was so cool.
So your
like,
new profile photo, like with the rooster fish.
Not even like.
Do you ever hear about chicks complaining, like on like the dating apps? They're like, "Why is there so many dudes holding fish?" I'm like, "That's because that's the only time a guy ever gets his photo taken. It's because
right.
You know,
it's not just dudes.
Yeah, right. How many times exactly? Right. It's a new profile photo. Mm-hmm. The big rooster fish.
Yeah, the whole crew just like absolutely erupted.
And are they all wasted? And they're like, "Yeah, let's go!"
So stoked, and
let's party.
It was just this moment for me where I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like persistence pays off. Like I wanted this so bad, as Cooch would say. Like I manifested this happening, and it happened, and it was honestly like just a real surreal pinch me moment. I'll never forget it.
You've been listening to the Low Pressure Podcast, the podcast for skiers. This has been a Red Mark Media production.